Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the mystery science fiction film, Gods of Egypt. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. According to a legend, Egypt is where civilization originated, says the opening voiceover. The gods shared a fruitful land with the mortals while coexisting with them. Osiris, the son of Ra, ruled the country, much to the ire of Set, who was left to live in the desert. The moment has come for Horus, Osiris's son, to ascend to the throne. Beck, Brenton Thwaites, a young mortal man, steals a dress from a market vendor to give to his fiancée Zaya, Courtney Eaton. They are getting ready to attend the coronation later on that day. After a wild night of drinking with the gods the night before, Horus, Nikolai Coster-Waldau, is unconscious. Hathor, Elodie Young, the goddess of love, is his favorite woman. The occasion for the coronation has arrived. There are Beck and Zaya present, along with almost the entire city. When Set, Gerard Butler, shows up at the last minute carrying a battle horn for Horus, Osiris, Brian Brown, and his wife Isis, Rachel Blake, are about to hand leadership to their son. When Horus blasts into it, Set's army is called to the front. It becomes out that Set is conspiring with his brother and nephew to overthrow them. Osiris declines to engage in combat despite his urging. Osiris is stabbed by Set in the abdomen, causing him to bleed to death from gold. Horus, who is furious, changes into his winged deity form, while Set adopts his canine appearance. They engage in combat in front of everyone, but Set emerges victorious and is about to slay Horus until Hathor bows down before him in order for Horus to be spared. Horus's two all-seeing eyes are removed by Set after he commands all gods and humans to prostrate themselves before him. After a year, Set now has complete control of Egypt. Anyone who does not follow him is either killed or sold into slavery, like Zaya. While her ruthless lord Urshu, Rufus Sewell, attends to his business with Set, which entails erecting statues in his honor, Beck frequently visits her in secret. Only Horus, according to Zaya, is able to save them, but he needs his eyes, which are locked in Set's vaults. Beck climbs inside one of the vaults and gets through 3 booby-trapped bridges. When he gets to the conclusion, he only discovers one of Horus's eyes. Even yet, it is strong and dazzling enough to scare away scorpions below. To save Zaya, Beck visits Urshu's house again. He has already arrived, and Urshu and his guards are waiting. Beck releases a brilliant white light by pulling out the eye, which enables him and Zaya to flee. Unfortunately, Zaya gets hit by an arrow fired by Urshu while making her getaway. She assures Beck that she will always love him and that even death won't separate them. Beck is unaware of her death. Beck comes at Horus' residence, where the demonized deity is kept in filth. Horus offers to assist him, but he declines until Beck displays the eye. They engage in a brief combat before Beck offers to give him his other eye in exchange for aiding in Zaya's reanimation. Horus makes promises even if it is actually unattainable. Horus sends Anubis, Yoron D. Clute, to lead her to the final gate of the afterlife for the time being, but Beck must save her first. Set finds that someone broke into his vault. Knowing what is happening, he goes to Horus's now empty house and discovers Zaya's body lying beneath the floor. Later, Set directs his army onto Nephthys, Emma Booth, the residence of a different god and Horus's wife. He brutally strikes her to the ground and removes her wings. Beck is taken by Horus to the top of a pyramid where he asks his grandfather Ra, Geoffrey Rush, for assistance. In response to his plea, Ra grants him the ability to change into his godly form, enabling him to soar upward with Beck to Ra's abode near the sun. Ra is always at war with Apep, the serpent god of chaos who takes the form of a massive black cloud. To destroy Set, Horus turns to his grandfather for assistance. In order to moisten the deserts and weaken Set's influence, Horus is permitted to take special water from the Nile. The slave Hathor, who has been under Set's control, decides to rebel. She snatches her bracelet, which wards off evil spirits, pulls it off, and until she puts it back on, she is whisked away from Set and into the realm of the wicked spirits. Set's hunters Astarte, Yahya Dang, and Atat, Abi Lee, both riding giant fire-breathing serpents, are pursuing Horus and Beck while they are in the desert. The bad guys pursue the heroes. Atat is imprisoned by Horus on her serpent as they descend a cliff to their doom. When Hathor shows up, she orders the serpent of Astarte to start a fire, killing both Astarte and the serpent. The three keep on traveling. They need to solve the Sphinx's riddle in order to enter the vault and receive the second eye. They visit the temple of the god of wisdom Thoth, Chadwick Boseman. Before entering, Hathor orders Beck to get her some water, but her abilities have no effect on him because his heart belongs to someone else. He informs her of Zaya. In order to let Zaya know that Beck is attempting to save her, Hathor is able to communicate with her from other planets. Thoth is incredibly intelligent, but he also has numerous duplicates of himself working for him since he is conceited. Bek manipulates his ego to get him to assist them. He follows the other three as they approach the Sphinx. Thoth responds to the Sphinx's riddle, but his first two hypotheses are wrong. He chooses to think like a human instead of a god, and he finds the solution. Until Set himself appears, the heroes have located the eye, and Bek is getting ready to pour the water to thwart Set. He plunders Thoth's mind and informs Bek that he is aware of Horus's vow to him and that he is powerless to bring Zaya back. Set scoops up the water and empties it. Set makes his way to Ra's house and confronts him about his fate. He berates Ra for forbidding him from having children. Ra claims it was a requirement for a test he has yet to pass. Ra intended Set to take on his own responsibilities in the battle against Apep, but Set engaged his father in a duel and stole Ra's spear, impaling him. Set knocks Ra off balance, allowing Apep to escape and start tearing through Egypt. In order for Zaya to have something to contribute before passing into the hereafter, Hathor offers Bek her bracelet to give to Zaya. The terrible demons then drag Hathor away. The afterlife's entrance is sealed by Apep's approach, so Anubis brings Bek to Zaya to give her the amulet. Despite feeling deceived by Horus, Bek returns to the land of mortals and reconciles with him. In the meantime, Nephthys' wings, Thoth's brain, Horus' eye, and Ra's spear are added to Set's armor as upgrades. Apep is called to him by him. Once more taking the guise of a falcon, Horus engages Set in combat. As they engage in combat across the pyramid's top, Urshu turns Bek. Bek successfully pushes Urshu over the brink to his demise after a brief struggle. Bek succeeds in removing Set's eye, but only after suffering a fatal injury. Horus receives the eye that Bek has thrown his way, but he decides to save Bek from falling down the side of the pyramid. Horus rescues Bek before continuing to battle Set until he can weaken his uncle in the air. Set is permanently destroyed by Horus after he impales him with Ra's spear. He flies back to get Ra and give Apep his spear so he can hold Apep back once more. The Egyptian populace applauds Horus for setting them free after a small village girl returns his eye. Horus then visits Bek just before he passes away. He returns home with his dead body and lays it down next to Zaya. Horus is greeted by Ra, who thanks him and claims to owe him a debt. Horus claims to desire that which cannot be provided. Ra utilizes his ability to resurrect Bek and Zaya after realizing what it means. Once awake, they embrace. Then, Thoth and Nephthys are brought back to life, and Horus is duly crowned king of Egypt. Horus then resolves to go and save Hathor after taking her bracelet. Bek, who is now Horus' advisor, is placed in charge of making sure Egypt is left in good hands. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.